I'd like to call this regular
Recording in progress.
I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Operations Oversight Committee and Board of Retirement to session. It is 11:01 a.m. That is a call to order. Do we have any announcements before?
Yes, so this meeting is being held virtually and in person, so I will do a roll call of the trustees to review attendance. Trustee Green.
Jason,
Okay, he's leaving.
are you leaving?
Oh.
Okay. Good, we're good.
We have a quorum
We have a
without
quorum.
you if you need to get going.
Okay.
Thank you. See you next month.
Trustee Knox.
Here.
Trustee Santos. Trustee Green and Trustee Harris will not be joining today. Trustee Sanchez. Mr. Oakham is present. Trustee Robbins. Ms. Greenwood is not present. Mr. Kehoe.
Present.
And Chair Bernstein.
I'm here.
Staff participating in the meeting includes CEO Santos Kryman, Deputy CEO Louis Lugo, AEOs JJ Popovich and Laura Guglielmo, Chief Counsel Stephen Rice, Chait Arandi, which is our Information Security Officer, Kathy Delino, she's the Chief Information Security, Louis Gittins and Roberta Van Orchik, as well as James Beasley are also participating in today's meeting. Trustees, please use the raise your hand Zoom option to be placed in the queue. At this time, we ask all meeting participants to mute your mics until you are ready to speak, and we may now proceed with the agenda.
Thank you very much. Do we have anything under AB 2449?
We do not.
Okay. We are on to approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of September 6th. Can I get a motion, please? Vote, please.
The motion passes unanimously by all trustees present.
Great. I'm unaware of any requests from the public to speak. We're on to item 5, non-consent items. We have an RFP from a member experience communications platform, and I see Kathy approaching. So take it away.
Good morning, Chair Kehoe and trustees.
Chair Bernstein.
Oh, sorry. Chair Bernstein, my apology.
Not a problem.
We're here this morning to ask for approval for the release of an RFP. The RFP is for a communications call center for our members. Previously, before COVID, we had an on-premise enterprise communications system. And with the onset of COVID, we pivoted away from that system and we moved to Microsoft Teams for our corporate communications, and we moved to Amazon Web Services call center for our member contact center. We were able to move quickly because we piggybacked on a contract that the county had with AWS. So what we're asking for today is an RFP to go back out to market and potentially replace the AWS call center. And so with that, you have the memo and you have the RFP. I'm here with Cookie, and he will be the project manager for the project. So we're here to stand for questions.
Move approval.
I just have a comment that I'm in support of the recommendation, but we may still end up with AWS. I mean, at the end of the day, that pretty much most call centers, we're just mainly talking about who's going to manage the technical aspects, because AWS offers everything that we need. It just might not be formulated in the way that we want it, and an outside vendor would do it. So I'm in support of our RFP process because it may bring us improved functionality. But I think in this memo is very much my take was kind of like well, we're distancing ourselves from AWS when in reality we might not be, because that might be the underlying provider that somebody else is using. So just a point on there, because I don't want to put bad taste in our mouth, like AWS is what we want, because we use it in so many different things and stuff. We're looking at a different management system which may use AWS. So.
Yeah.
And before we vote, I have a question probably for Mr. Rice, maybe a charter question. Is OOC permitted to authorize an RFP? This is not a motion to recommend it to the full board.
Yeah, I was under the impression that it was a recommendation to go to the full
So
board.
I'm just looking at the recommendation, and
That's a good
it doesn't
point. I don't
say
think we have
that.
authority.
So I just want to clarify.
check on it, but I believe it's a recommendation only, not action to approve.
Which would be what I would have thought it would have been. I'm going off of the staff memo, which is not that, so.
Yeah.
Can you,
So-
can,
We'll have to
can-
double check that,
I'm
but I
sorry,
thought,
can you give us just 5 minutes, because we had this conversation, and so
Okay,
before it came before you, so can you just get 5 minutes to talk with
sure.
and research it real quick? I apologize.
Can we move on to other things while you're?
Yeah, table
Do-
this item.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's table this item without objection, and let's move forward with what we can while we wait for you to get back on this. We have a LACERA operations briefing, which is FYI. Did you want to make a presentation on that, or is it just for questions?
Committee Chair Bernstein, just for questions, I do want to highlight, we did go live with our case management system with 2 divisions, and we will be reporting back in early January as they have a few months to work through the system. So our disability litigation office as well as disability retirement both went live on the new sole case management system. So pretty excited about that. It's a significant milestone for us. But otherwise, stand for any questions.
Are there any? Then why don't we move on to item B, which is a privacy incident? Are we getting, it looks like we're getting,
I'll do this one, Chair.
JJ,
Yes.
please, yes.
Okay, sure. This is a privacy incident. We have, when we mail out documents to members, there's 2 paths in which it leaves the building. One path is going through the document processing center, and another path is through what we call the mini DPC, which is in our benefits unit. And the history behind that is in the memo here, but essentially when COVID struck, we realized that there was a lot of member mailing packages that were being assembled in our benefits division and then sent down as a full package just to be mailed by the DPC. And obviously when COVID hit, we couldn't do that anymore. So we quickly transitioned to consolidating that into a mini DPC. And the reason we went with the mini DPC is because the main DPC didn't have enough staff to handle the volume. So that has been addressed in budgets, and that is will be recruited for going forward. But in this particular instance, when items print out, there's a separator piece of paper that's supposed to print out, which is to give the person assembling the packages instructions and also notifies them that that's the beginning and end of a package to go to a member. And that paper didn't print out. And it wasn't brought to anybody's attention. Staff did their best to sort things out, but they missed one. And so they wound up sending a letter within another letter to another member. And so that's what triggered the incident. So the underlying problem has been fixed. We have had discussions with the staff about making sure that we're diligent in reporting problems correctly. And we will go ahead and follow our normal process and provide the impacted member with the offer for identity theft protection. So if
Okay,
there's
I
any
have some questions or comments, Mr. Kehoe, then Mr. Santos.
Thank you. So I just generally on these type of things, I would like to ask that we consider putting them in executive session for discussion. I think we have a significant exposure to litigation, and that allows us to meet in executive session to discuss it. And my only concern is, and this one is not as critical, that's why I didn't stop the conversation or anything, but if a bad actor was listening, then they're hearing our processes. They're also hearing any discussions about corrective action and those type of issues. And that gives an opportunity to then have future vulnerabilities. So I just recommend that that's how we proceed in the future. I know that's a discussion with legal. I know legal's huddling on another issue, but please consider that.
Absolutely. Will do.
And are you seconding that?
Yes, totally. I was going to say exactly what Mr. Kehoe said. So,
Okay.
ditto.
All right. Thank you very much. Anything else before we move on? We are on to item 7, items for staff review.
I do have one item. Trustee Kehoe requested that privacy incident items being agendized be placed in executive session moving forward.
Thank you. And number 8, for anyone, items for future agendas.
I do.
Yes.
Really quick. So I had a meeting with one of the benefit staff because, my retirement is looming. Anyway, at the end of the interview, the lady advised me that there was going to be a survey. And I did get the email with the link, but I tried like 3 or 4 times to log into the to that link to provide feedback. It would not. It's not working. So unfortunately, I was not able to provide this individual my feedback. She did great. No complaints. But I think if we need to have the ability to get those surveys from our members, because I think it's important. And I know the person who helped me was anxious for me to make sure that I will submit that, and I wasn't able to do it. So if it's just listening, I tried, but I wasn't able to do it.
Thank you for letting me know that. We will test that out and fix it.
Right
Thank
away.
you very much. Any other items for future agendas? It feels like we've had several bites at the apple of good of the order, so I'll just open the floor for a moment if anyone has anything they'd like to throw out for good of the order. All right. Let's pause. I don't know that we want to go into executive session before we resolve this issue, so why don't we just pause?
Maybe if we can have,
Can I'm not on the committee,
Yeah.
but can I just suggest that maybe you hear it and you refer it to the full board and we just leave it at that? I mean, I think a month delay in an RFP is not going to be an issue. And I think that we're pretty correct that I don't think a committee can make a.
Okay, so is that?
we're amenable to that.
Okay,
We'll-
so I'm going to bring the item back up and I'm going to ask the motion maker and the seconder whether you're comfortable clarifying that this is just a recommendation to the full board to approve the RFP.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
then let's vote.
Failed.
Jason.
The system failed it.
And Wayne Moore's still in the voting system? This is great.
Wow.
Welcome back, Wayne.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to put the request for reconsideration because of your shenanigans, Mr. Kehoe.
Well, it's not because it's a tabled item. Okay, now you can go to executive session.
There you go. You may cast your vote to refer to full board. The motion passes unanimously by all trustees present.
Okay. Mr. Kryman, you left us unattended, which is never a good idea. And we decided simply to refer it to the full board for approval. Okay, great. Then we are ready to go into executive session, Bonnie.
Okay, one. Okay, if you are in the meeting platform, you may be dismissed now.